But this song is a song called The Butcher and the Vet that I wrote after the first time. The Fiddle Case is a band that's been running for years, but I joined the band about 7 years ago, and I went away. It was the first, like before COVID, we used to travel. We used to go away maybe twice a year and do a little tour in Europe, mainly Germany and Holland and Belgium. And this song happened after the first tour that I was gone with the guys, and we had 10 days booked, and which is amazing. You don't really want to have time off, especially when we're based in Amsterdam. So you've got 4 guys from Ireland that are based in Amsterdam. You want to make sure those guys are busy working, because you want to make as much money as you can while you're away. So time off means spending money, really. So we did our first gig. It was great. The next morning we got a call to say that the gig on night number 2 had been cancelled because there was a fire in the theatre we were supposed to be playing at. Nobody was injured. It caught fire while it was closed, so the gig was off. So we had a night off, and we weren't really looking forward to it. But a couple of hours later, we got a phone call saying somebody that was going to the original gig had decided if we'd be up for it to host us on their farm, which is out in the middle of nowhere in rural Holland. We didn't really think about it. We just said, absolutely, yeah, we're going. Now it was winter time, it was November, and it was freezing. And we got in the van and we drove for hours, and rural Holland is really flat, very nondescript, you know. And suddenly there's this massive barn that, you know, you'd see from like a World War II documentary or something. And I was thinking, fuck, how many people are coming to this gig? But inside the barn they had sectioned off a small little room. And as I said, it was cold. It was probably about the size of this room actually, and they had lit, it was all acoustic, so it was all candle lit. They had set up these little burners for heat. They'd set up a bar in the corner. I remember this big table that said like welcome, and about 80 or 90 people that were going to the original gig came and travelled for maybe 3 hours out there to hear us, yeah. And it was really incredible. It was the best night of music in my life until tonight. I practiced. But at the end of the gig, you have to, I'm Irish, man. At the end of the gig we were hanging out, we were chatting to everybody. And there were 2 women that had lived, they were neighbours of this farm, and they had just heard what was going on, so they had ventured down the road. One was a butcher, one was a vet. Now to me, that was incredible that these girls were best friends and they had very different professions. But also, it was the first time I'd ever gone away to play music, so everything was really amazing to me. And I said to the lads going back to Amsterdam that night in the van, I said, those girls were like, one was a butcher, one was a vet. That's crazy, right? They were like, not really, Kieran, get over it. But I thought it'd be an interesting song, so I wrote a song about it. So it's called The Butcher and the Vet. Now, it has a catchy chorus, and if you catch it, it'd be great if you sang along.
Obviously, you never get over it.
So it's called The Butcher and the Vet. Eating at the table we gathered around, abandoned on a farm, far from any town. Happy with strangers, calling them friends, turn into a night we hope would never end. Dusty and dark on wooden back chairs, the cold was stifling, my breath was in the air. To great applause we took to the floor, worries of the world had been checked at the door. It's a night we'll never forget, singing in the barn with the butcher and the vet. It's a night we'll never forget, singing in the barn with the butcher and the vet. Lovely. So we played into the night until the fires burned low. As the cold crept in, the music slowed. Just as the warmth was gone, the drum started hopping, and it wasn't long before the cold was forgotten. It's a night we'll never forget, singing in the barn with the butcher and the vet. It's a night we'll never forget. forget. Singing in the barn with the butcher and the vet. Who could bless us again with the warmth of a friend? Who could bless us again to the bitter end? Table we gathered around, abandoned on a farm, far from any town. Happy with strangers, calling them friends, turned into a night we hope will never end. Oh, dusty and dark on wooden back chairs, the cold was stifling, my breath was in the air. To great applause we took to the floor, worries of the world had been checked at the door. It's a night we'll never forget, singing in the barn with the butcher and the vet. It's a night we'll never forget, okay. Singing in the barn with the butcher and the vet. It's a night we'll never forget, yeah. Singing in the barn with the butcher and the vet. It's a night we'll never forget.